congratulations on a big victory for you here today. I saw a little snippet of your half-time interview. You said your team in the first half lacked intensity. Did you have a lot more of that in the second half? Was that the key ingredient?
I think yes. I think especially out of possession it was much more intense the second half, and in possession it was much more patient. I think the first half we give the ball too fast away. We didn't control the game. We didn't work good in our positioning. So I think in possession more patient, out of possession more intensity. I think that changed the game, and of course the subs were great.
How good is it to have João back? Just it gives us that, I think, X factor in front of goal, assist and a goal on his first return. Just being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he makes a difference. I think every Premier League club has this one player who makes the special things, and I think he's exactly that player for us. And he's not only a great player, he's also a great leader. You know, I think we underestimate him a little bit regarding leader skills. He's a great leader. He's very demanding. He demands a lot from his teammates. He always sets the standards really high, and I think he's a big role model for all the young players.
It was a great second half performance. Obviously, you created lots of chances. What did you say at half time were the areas that you could maybe create more opportunities against City? And how?
I think the half spaces were very important. So to attack the half space, to open then, for example, the space for our wingers. To stay more calm. I think we played too much vertical the first half. We had to play more to the wide, and then comes back, and then the gaps were open, and I think this were the changes. So we talk always about tactical changes, but in the end it's also like more how intense you attack, how ruthless you are in personal duels. I think sometimes this is a game changer, and we made this in the first half and the second half much better.
What about the inclusion of Belieber in the second half as well? Because his performance today, you're talking about intensity, you're talking about winning your duels. He is immense.
Yeah, that's why we brought him in because of these things. We know what we get from him. Yeah, the small issue last week with his knee. Now also this week wasn't perfect, but he was there. He showed a great performance. He's still very young. He's still at the beginning of his development. So we try to give him the environment where he can improve. And so far we are really happy with him.
Any final questions?
Yeah, you talked about the benchmark at Liverpool for your first half performance. Do you feel your second half performance was a benchmark or still to do? And what was that dressing room like in there? And what was the feeling to go and beat Pep and Manchester City like?
I think it's always important after victories. Of course, we can be happy. We bet one of the best teams in the world, but in the end, it's so important to stay grounded, to stay humble, to keep working. In the end, it's just a game. It's just 3 points. It doesn't give you 6 points only because you beat Manchester, one of the best teams in the world. So it's very important to be happy, to be proud, and also to believe in yourself, to take self-confidence out of these victories. But in the end, it's very important. Stay humble, stay grounded, work hard, and I think there we have to continue the process. And for the benchmark, now it's more like being more consistent. So we played the first half great against Liverpool. I think the second half wasn't better or worse today, but there were only 2 halves in 2 games. So we didn't play the other 45 minutes good in the game.
All right. Final. Do you have a question?
I was just going to ask, how far do you think this club could go and this squad? Because we look at it, it's absolutely packed with potential. And like you say, played for a half at Liverpool, pushed them close. Played for a half against Manchester City, beat them.
Yeah, I'm a fan of really focus on the process and going step for step and game for game. I know a sentence you might hear a lot of times, but it's my convincement that that's the right idea to work with the guys, because in the end they're very, very young and they have a big potential. We see it, but in case of game management, we also lacked in some moments already in the season. So there we have to improve. But like I said, this club has a bright future. The players have big potential. Now it's about bringing them together, finding consistency also in the starting 11. I think that's a big point. We always have to change the players.
The young players and the young managers, you must be enjoying it so much at this moment. We were looking before the 10 games into the season and how much, I mean, you've done so well.
Yeah, I think it's always like a work of togetherness again. So the club makes it really easy for me. The players are great characters. So you really see that we're not only scouting like the profile from the players, also the characters, and that's special because they really like to improve. They're a good group, and it makes it easy for me. And I have a great staff. I have great experts around me. So, of course, I'm happy, but we have to keep going.